How's it going? Alright, so today we'll be playing the weekly adventure. We are going to start with the Starlight Portal, and we chose Illaoi for this one. Right now we have Caulfield's Warhammer on Illaoi. She's level 11 and 2 stars. We're going to get right into it, basically. So, we're going to go up against the 1.5 star weekly adventure with Illaoi. It's the Starlight Portal, as I said, and the special rules are multiplying tendrils. Round start, all players spawn 1. And since they have the spawn mechanic, I really wanted to use Illaoi for this. Mostly because she's going to be, getting off the ground fast. And scaling even faster. Alright, so before we get into it, the mid boss is going to be Karma. And the end boss is going to be, of course, FIORA. And they both have their normal power, so that's something to keep in mind for later, of course, when we pick our cards. But anyway, we have our first power here. We are going to go for higher education, probably. Since we'll definitely have tentacles on the board, we should have at least 2 units at almost all given times. And we're going to go up against the Jagged Taskmaster here. So they have Man the Harpoons as a power, which is their normal power. So when foes attack, their 1-cost units are granted an additional power. And let's get into it. So to start things off, we're definitely going to try to get some of the Guru idols, I think they're called. Alright, so we didn't get any, so what we're going to do instead is we're going to actually replace all of the other 3 cards in our hand aside from Illaoi. We want to keep Illaoi, as she is core to our wing con. Watchful idol, my bad. Not Guru idol. That's okay. We're going to play it this turn before we go for an attack here. And we're just going to end it around there. If we went for an attack, our tentacle would have been defeated by now. Alright, we don't have all that much to do here. We could use Tentacle Smash, which I think that would be the best option here. We'll go for the Plunder Portal. And this is good too, because our tentacles are going to scale. And then they're going to attack with theirs, and we can block with ours still. And we'll be just fine. Yep. And that's going to end that round, and it's going to bring us up to our next round here. Alright. So, to start things off, we could drop down to Illaoi, or we could drop down to Watchful Idol. Or use Tentacle Smash again. This time, I'm just going to drop down to Illaoi here. And since Illaoi does have Overwhelm, we might be able to actually end here, but we'll see. Yeah, we end here regardless. Alright, there we go. That's the first encounter done.
This is it.
Yeah, it's got Illaoi level up too, which is pretty cool. Overwhelm on her works wonders. I'm glad he has it built in. Overwhelm's kind of sought out in some sense. Especially whenever, the AI is going to use cards to block with. It makes a lot of difference. Or we can actually punch through their defenses. Alright, so we're on to the battle rewards here. We're going to go for Monkey Business to keep with the Bilgewater theme. It lets us summon a Powder Monkey, and if we activate Plunder, we'll get another one next round. Alright, and we have the reinforcements here. We can reroll these. I'm not too interested in any of them. Same with this. And once again. Okay, well, out of all of these, Lissandra's looking okay. Not like the greatest, but I can use that with... Well, I could use that whenever I go up against Karma. Alright, and so from here, we have the Scribe of Sorrows, Gold Chest, or Healing Node. We will... You know what, we'll just go up against the Jagged Butcher. I actually don't mind going up against him. He has the power of Butcher's Block. This is his normal power. All units have Plunder and grant me 1/1. And that's perfectly fine with me. That's not going to make all that much of a difference in my opinion. Alright, So to start things off, once again, we're going to replay some of these cards. This time around, I'm going to keep Answered Prayer, just in case. I have a pretty strong start already. We'll drop down the Grumble Slug. It's a 3-4 unit that can keep up with our Dragon Butcher. And unfortunately, we're going to block effectively. We're going to keep our Slug, but we're going to trade off Tentacles. Alright. So, what we could do here is we'll drop down the Journeying Sandhopper. That's going to give us an extra mana gem. So we could drop down Answered Prayer and we could spawn 2. This is going to let us attack with our Tentacle as well this turn. I'm not going to attack with the Grumble Slug because we'll lose it, so I'm just going to use it to block effectively. Alright, there we go. We cleared the board once again. We weren't able to do any damage to their Nexus since we don't have Overwhelm, but that's okay. If I played the Grumble Slug, then we would have been able to. But it wasn't all that important that we did damage that turn anyways. Okay, so here we're going to use Tentacle Smash and we're going to take out the Drowned Marauder. It is their attack token and I don't want them to use the attack skill that it has, where it deals 2 to my Nexus. And we can also use the Tentacle to block once again. Alright. The best draw we can have at this point is Illaoi. Unfortunately, we didn't get her. But we could use Eye of Nagakaboros to check. And this is going to let us draw 2 as well. Unfortunately for us, we didn't get Illaoi, but we did get Lissandra. We're going to go for an all-out attack here. They only have 1 unit to block. So, yep, we win. We had too many units for them to block. Alright. Okay, so this is actually pretty interesting. These are all useful in pretty interesting ways. So I kind of want to go for the Draklor and Inquisitor, and that's going to help us a lot with Karma and work with Lissandra a little bit better. Alternatively, the other ones would have been fine too. I don't need to heal her here, but I might look to cut a card. We'll see. I'm thinking about cutting the Journeying Sandhopper as it doesn't help Illaoi all that much. Yeah. And we're going to go up against the Monkey Idol here. They have the power Ook Ook. On the game start, they summon a Monkey Idol. And the Monkey Idol spawns Powder Monkeys. Similar to the Watchful Idol that I get in Illaoi's starting deck. Alright, this is a bad hand, aside from Illaoi. We're going to replace all of that junk. And we actually got a pretty good hand in return. Alright, so we have a choice here. We can either eat less damage or we can eat more damage, but scale faster. I'm going to go for the more defensive route this turn at least. And we're going to attack with the Grumble Slug and with Tentacle that we got. And we'll commit to this attack like this. We'll still take damage because that's the last breath effect on the Powder Monkey. Last breath effects happen whenever their unit is defeated.
Be nothing left when I'm done.
Alright. This turn I'm going to drop down the Sea's Voice. And that's going to set up for a stronger attack turn next turn. I can't really block effectively with the Grumble Slug, sadly. But I can try blocking the other two that won't, get defeated immediately. And this helps because it clears our board. Alright, we drop down Illaoi here.
Life is too short for fear.
And we're good to go for our attack. Unfortunately, they do use knock them down and take out our deceased voice. That's okay. We're gonna attack here anyways. And we should be good to go. Almost. We're 1 damage away from winning. That's okay. We'll get it next turn. Or rather, our next attack turn, I should say. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess I'll just let that be. It's kind of silly too, because all I'm going to do is go and drop down the Watchful Idol.
Protection takes many forms.
And then I'm going to use Tentacle Smash. And I'm just going to get my unit back.
Defend yourself.
And they're not able to attack because they already spent all their mana trying to capture it too. And on a 1/1 unit at that. Unfortunately, that did reset the tentacle, but on the bright side, I now get 2. So what we'll do here is we'll drop down Eye of Nagakoboros. It's a burst spell, so I'm able to do this very quickly without them being able to react to it. And I'm just going to go head deep and take them out and finish this encounter real quick. They do have 5 mana, so sure they can react, but I don't think they're able to. And there we go. We got a bit of overkill going on too.
Look and see the glory of Nagakoboros.
Which is nice. Alright. So we're gonna go for a Trundle here actually, and that's gonna be kinda weird. But I think I have a purpose for Trundle here. We're probably not going to go for Uzgar the Ancient. Although I could. The Island Navigator would be pretty nice. But I think it would get in the way. That's the only problem. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to buy anything off that. We have the health node heal, or healer node here. We're going to heal to full health. And now we're going to go up against Karma. He has her normal power. All players start with 10 mana gems. This can be, you know, make or break for pretty much any champion depending on how things go. So, we'll see. This is actually a nice hand aside from Eye of Nagakoboros and the Lookout. We'll replace those two and we'll keep Lissandra and Illaoi. Alright, we're going to drop down Lissandra immediately.
On the horizon. Peace begins within. Ionia speaks through me.
We're going to follow this up with Illaoi.
Runeterra? Truth is no begging.
Yep. Already doing Karma things. Oh god. Alright, well she played both of her Karmas in hand. So I don't think I have to worry about that, but she does have like 6 of them already. Buju style works this round, so I don't have to worry that much about that, at least. And we'll drop down the Sea's voice here as well. So if I attack, Illaoi would have 5 power. We'd be able to kill Karma. But yeah, that's a little much to ask right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna end the round. I'll play a little bit more defensively here. Let us scale up first before we try anything. Especially because the buff that Karma had was actually this round buff, so it doesn't matter as much.
At my command.
Alright, so we have the Ice Pillar now. So we're coming a little bit closer to leveling up Lissandra, but I don't know if we actually can. I think that's the problem here. We're going to drop down Eye of Nagakoboros, and that's going to let us draw 2. And whenever we draw, our units get buffed. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, they're being a little cheap with us, and they drop down the Green Glade duo to attack us. Alright, so we're gonna need to clear some of this out real quick. So we're gonna attack with our Illaoi cards, basically. I'm going to use Illaoi to take out the Green Glade duo, and I'm probably going to sacrifice our C's voice. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Yeah, we're gonna commit to this. I mean, on paper we should win off this, surprisingly, but we'll see. Oh, yeah, I think I got the picture here. All right, well, they're going to stun our unit, and they're going to recall Karma, more or less. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Entomb on it, and I'm going to commit to that. So that way it's not stunned. Although Entomb does, you know, put it back as a 1/1 tentacle. I will get another one next turn.
Where there is life, there is hope.
So that's kind of fine. I was hoping to have enough mana to drop down the Ice Pillar, so I could actually, you know, level up Trundle. Hey! But it is what it is. We're gonna pass here. Alright. Oh. Well, we got our tentacle back, which is probably a bad thing now, now that I think about it. But that's okay. That's alright. What? Crazy. There goes part of our plan. Alright, we're gonna drop down the Ice Pillar. Oh, it's gone. We just got started, basically. This is the Starlight Portal. We're running Illaoi against it, currently. Illaoi and Lissandra support. And we also have Trundle, too. We end up getting him from the, from one of the battle rewards, I think. Alright, we got Illaoi to level up, too, off that. Cool. So what we're gonna do here? Yeah. I'm gonna drop down the Watchful Idol, and I'm gonna drop down Answered Prayer, and I'm gonna spawn 4, and we should be good to go to win next turn. Oh, that was a bad misplay. Never mind. I forgot I had a full board, and I thought it would clear the board out a bit. Didn't do that. That's tragic. Yeah, so I'll tell you why. So they have multiplying tendrils. All players spawn 1. And so, yeah, it's just, I don't know, free real estate basically, you know? Alright, so we're just going to attack with everyone again, perhaps. Maybe this is the answer that we're looking for. A little bit laggy on my end, though. Oh, yeah.
Act with conviction.
Okay, this is fine. We're okay. Oh. I bet.
Knowledge springs from many sources.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't streamed in a while either. Alright, so there's a bunch of spells going on the screen. Basically, the only thing that matters is we'll still take out their Nexus despite them doing all this fancy footwork here. Alright, and there it is. We defeated Karma, that's the mini-boss of the Starlight Portal. And we are going to go for probably a Spell Shield on Illaoi, just in case. Oh, okay, I gotcha. And we're gonna go for out the gates, I think. Give me a sec. So out the gates would give us Grumble Slug, guaranteed. We'll go for another copy of Higher Education then instead. And we're gonna go up against the Zephyr Sage. The reason for it is because we want the item chest. And yeah. They have memories multiplied. That's their normal power. So on the round start, they create an exact fleeting copy of the least expensive unit in their hand. So there's that we have to look forward to. Alright, and so here, what we're going to do is we're going to replace the Brewer Lookout, and we're going to keep the rest of the sand. This is actually okay for us. Alright, this is actually going to be a pretty defensive round one for sure. We're going to drop down the Frozen Thrall, followed by the Watchful Idol, and we're just going to end. Yep. We're not going to bother attacking. We only have a 1 health tentacle, so no point.
My training is unconventional.
We are going to drop down the Grumble Slug to be able to block the Inspiring Mentor.
You'll soon understand my methods.
We're going to use Answered Prayer. We're going to spawn 2. That way we're able to block the other one. Alright, here we go. So we'll take out those 2 Inspiring Mentors first, and we still have to deal with their Tentacle and their other Inspiring Mentor. Yeah, quite a few of those. Alright, we're going to drop down Illaoi here.
Truth is no betting.
Oh, thanks. And we're going to attack with all 3. We are going to use the vulnerability to challenge the Inspiring Mentor with Illaoi. And we're going to use the other vulnerable that's on a tentacle to, I don't know, trade units with the Grumble Slug. And this should be pretty good. We won't be able to end this turn, but we should be okay to end our next attack turn.
Moves within me.
There we go. We got the Illaoi level up coming in. And we'll end the round there. Okay, so they're all excited about their Soul Squirrel. Alright, we're going to use Illaoi's Tentacle Smash and take it out real quick. I can't have them be too excited. I like it. See this? This is defeat. This is what defeat looks like, everyone. I've successfully tilted the AI. Alright, and we're going to attack with both here. It's safe to say we win. It would be harder to believe if I didn't win off of this, because Illaoi is going to hit for 30. So there we go.
Nagakabara smiles upon victory.
Okay. Awesome. Ooh, these are actually kind of neat. So, Spoils of War is actually really good. Bloodsworn Pledge is really good too, as well as the Frozen Thrall with Equinox Crystal. I think that one's the one I'm going to lean towards. Although we haven't, you know, had 9 turns to be able to use the Frozen Thralls, I'm able to basically, you know, work with the Draklorn Inquisitor, which I had, to be able to get those countdowns going. Alternatively, I could go for the Giant Spell on the Watchful Idol. That's also fantastic as well, but I mean, I kind of want to level up Lissandra at least once, maybe. I gotcha. Have fun. Take care. Good luck. Alright. So we could go for Augur of the old ones. We're going to check out the powers real quick. Oh, we have Rally. Well, we're going to go for that. And we're going to go for at least one copy of Augur. I don't want to go for two because it is a higher cost card. We have an item chest or a spells chest to go through. We're going to go up against a Poro sled. They have the power of Mush. When the foe attacks, they summon an attacking random 1-cost Poro. I think we'll be just fine. I mean, we have two of the same powers in Domination, so we're pretty good. Oh, this is a pretty interesting hand. We're gonna get rid of our non-champions real quick. It's our defensive round start too, so this might be a bit tricky for us. Alright, so we'll drop down the Frozen Thrall. Start things off. And we're just going to skip the block. We'll eat the 3 damage. We do have a healing node coming up. And we'll pass once again. Alright. Up next, we'll drop down to Illaoi. And the only reason we were able to drop her down is because of the Equinox Crystal and the Frozen Thrall. And we'll attack with Illaoi too. And might as well attack with the Tentacle as well. We're going to use the Vulnerable on the Sinister Poro. And use it, basically act as a challenger for the Tentacle. And we're going to commit to this real quick. It should go pretty well for us. We'll be able to level up Illaoi off this too. Get some overwhelm damage going.
This is it! Land or drown!
Alright, we're gonna pass real quick. We do have Domination, so we will be able to finish this a lot faster than normal. Alright, so we are just going to block whoever at this point. I don't think it really matters, truly. We just have to be careful that they don't overwhelm us with, you know, excessive units. We're going to drop down Trundle. And Trundle's really good because he does have regeneration. If all their units stick to having, you know, 1 power, less than them dropping down the Mighty Poro. But besides that, like, I think we're okay. We're going to use the Vulnerable on Daring Poro. And, yeah, this should be enough to end. Yep. Alright, we're good to go.
You should be honored.
Okay, so we're going to go for Hextech Fabricator 1 and Tentacle Smash. Since we have been using it, it already has it on it, so it's going to give us 2 items instead of 1, which is pretty cool. I'm a fan of that. And we could also go for the Ardent Sensor on it too. Oh, man. Either the Ardent Sensor or Farsight Alteration. You know what, we might as well go for it. Let's have some fun. It's a 1.5 star adventure. We're almost done with it too. We're going to spend some gold and heal back to full health. And we're going to take on FIORA here. He has her power, time to duel. It's her normal power. So whenever their allies challenges one of my units, they're granted tough this round. Tough is a keyword where you take 1 less damage. And both challenger and vulnerable work the same way, basically. Alright, so we're going to replace I have Nagakoboros, and for now we're going to replace the Draklor and Inquisitor. We're going to keep Trundle and Tentacle Smash this time. They do start with the attack token, which is kind of spooky. And FIORA is going to be a pretty nasty unit to deal with. So even on paper, the first thing I have to think about doing is scaling up my Tentacle to be able to deal with FIORA. So there's no point in me attacking first up. And I'm just gonna have to let them, you know, get some damage off on me. Alright, well, we are going to use Tentacle Smash here. And we're going to use it to take down Cythria. And that's going to grow my tentacle to 6-4. Which is fine. That's going to be enough to be able to deal with FIORA. And we're going to attack here too. We're going to use the vulnerable. Actually, no we're not. We're just going to let this go through. We'll see who they use to block. I kind of want them to block with the War Chef, but didn't seem like that was the case. That's okay. Alright, they're almost able to drop down FIORA. So I do have to be careful here. We're going to drop down Illaoi.
Stand and be tested.
And we're going to attack with her too. And we're going to use her to challenge the tentacle once again.
Witness truth.
Since she does have Spell Shield, I'm hoping we can keep her alive. That way, if FIORA does any of her, spells that basically, let her strike things, then we'd be good to go.
A chance to live.
We can pretty much end here. But before we do that, we do have to be careful because they could drop down FIORA here. I think the best thing to do is drop down the Sea's Voice. That's going to give our tentacle overwhelm. And we should be good to go attacking like this. We're going to make sure we utilize the Margon's Brace that we do have on the tentacle. And we're going to also utilize the Vulnerable and War Chef. Alright, so here we go. No matter what happens, we won. Yeah. We just have too much damage on the board. Our Illaoi scaled too fast for FIORA to keep up with. Okay, and there we go. There's the Starlight Portal.